I have shiny hunted nearly half the Pokedex in Legends ZA, but I've never actually gotten to play the main story with any shinies. So I began a brand new adventure with the challenge of completing the game using only shiny Pokemon. I won't just be taking the easy way out on the hunts though. I'll be shiny hunting some of the best shinies this game has to offer. And with the odds refreshed back to 1 in 4096 on this new save file, let's just say we were in for the long haul on this one. When I arrived in Lumiose, I was forced to get a shiny lock starter and catch multiple regular Pokemon. So we're just gonna skip past all that until we get to the lab where we meet the professor of this region to obtain our starter exactly like Pokemon games have always done. For my starter Pokemon, I decided to trade over one of the shinies I got from my video where I shiny hunted every starter in Legends ZA, so that I could have a genuine shiny starter Pokemon. And I could have gone with one of the options from the Legends ZA trio, but I had a better idea. Everyone meet Milkdud, my chocolate-coated Colossian starter for this playthrough. And now with the two of us together, I could begin playing through the main story with a shiny Pokemon, which was actually going to be a bit of a challenge since Milkdud was already at level 21, which, sounds like it would make things much easier, but before I had ranked up, it looked a little bit more like this. Milkdud, come on. Milkdud, please. Despite Milkdud hating my guts like Ash's Pikachu at first, he still pulled through and managed to secure us our first dub and rank up to rank Y. Now, admittedly, Milkdud was pretty overpowered, and getting through the story with him now actually obeying me made things a breeze. So to prevent this from just becoming a Milkdud solo run slaughterfest, it was time to add a second shiny to the squad. Instead of going for one of the easier Wild Zone 3 shinies, I went for Wild Zone 4, which had some really great potential for amazing shinies and strong Pokemon. But it took me nearly 3 hours of active shiny hunting, and maybe a couple trips to get some sushi for a little lunch break. But finally, after all that time, I managed to find and catch my second party member. I would be so over the moon to see absolutely anything shiny. Finally! Let's go, dude! Oh, it's everything I've ever wanted. It's everything I have ever wanted. Yes! Okay, shiny Honedge. I finally have one. Now you'd think our new buddy with his steel typing and the name Death would be perfect for fighting our next opponent and her fairy types, but Death couldn't actually learn any steel type attacks yet, so Milkdud still had to come bail us out anyways. But at least he did so very convincingly and carried us to rank X. Clearly, Death was going to need some more training, so I let him solo the ZA Royale until I got my Challenger's ticket. But after Death leveled up enough, the three of us speed ran our way to the next promotion match, where Death mercilessly shredded through this kid's team, except for Kadabra, whose Shadow Balls were just a little too spooky for Death to handle. So Milkdud had to come save the day again, and got us to rank W. At this point, I figured it was about time to hunt for another shiny to add to the team. But no matter how hard I hunted, not a single shiny was showing up. I swear my luck on this run was so much worse than normal. Maybe it just felt that way after being used to how easy it is to find shinies after a shiny charm, and especially with the donuts in the Mega Dimension. But even on my first playthrough of the game, I still got random full odd shinies. And that never even happened once on this run. I ended up throwing in the towel on shiny hunting that stream, and went ahead and attempted to fight in my next promotion match, where I found out that thanks to Rentaro's Simisear against my 2 Pokemon weak to fire, catching another team member wasn't optional, it was necessary. So instead of hunting for one of the mid-water types like Magikarp that I was limited to, I instead went for a great Pokemon with access to water-type moves, Dratini, using the much more relaxing bench reset method. However, the Pokemon that ended up shiny was one that was completely unexpected. Wait, shiny Eevee! Oh my god! I was not expecting that! I knew Eevee could spawn over here, but I did not expect to get a shiny one. I didn't even know it was going to be in range, dude. Oh, I wish I had a Premier Ball for you, but maybe, just maybe, a regular Pokeball will work. Or not. Just one more hit, that's all it's going to take, right? Shiny Eevee, let's go, dude! Alright, our third member of the squad. Welcome to the team, Eevee. And while you'd think I'd evolve him into Vaporeon to make the next fight easier, the evolution I chose was also completely unexpected. The best shiny of all time! And it's finally real this time, let's go! But let's be real here, it's shiny Umbreon. This was honestly extremely expected. I'm seeing double! What's going on? What's going on, buddy? What's going on? Isn't this just, hey, this is a beautiful day. You having a good time? I'm having a good time. To add to my firepower, I went ahead and also completed the Shiny Mareep side quest. No way! Shiny Mareep! I'm kidding, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But to nerf my new buddy Harajuku for being a free shiny, I decided I wouldn't evolve him until he could be an Ampharos. But also because I just really like Shiny Mareep and wanted to spend more time with him as a Mareep. And I just, to be honest, don't really care as much about Shiny Flaffy. I also did the same thing with Milkdud because Chespin is incredible, and Quilladin is, well, Quilladin. I returned to the restaurant for my rematch, and Rintaro may have cooked me last time, but with my new squad, there was no way we were gonna lose this time. So Death whittled down his Simisage enough for Suki to finish it off. Milkdud took down the Simipour, and Harajuku got a paralysis off on the Simisear to slow it down, while Suki slowly chipped away until Simisear couldn't monkey around any longer, earning us our rank up to rank V. After that, I was called to defeat a Rogue Mega Absol, which we're just gonna skip past because no shinies were involved in this fight, but there were shinies in the following rival fight against Tawny, despite how badly they wanted me to use the non-shiny Absol. And while it admittedly took a couple healing items, I stuck to my guns and used my shiny Umbreon Suki to take down her Mega Manectric. This made it clear though that from here on out, every major fight was going to require Mega Evolution. So now I really needed some new party members with strong Megas. And with one of the next fights being against Electric type specialist Kanari, I knew a ground type would be a big help. So I went ahead and hunted for one of my all-time favorite shinies, Numel. And it may have taken me another several hours of fast traveling non-stop, but I finally caught my first shiny where I didn't AFK a single time. Wait, oh my god! Shiny Numel? Finally! Finally! Ooh, wait, a dive ball? Wait, oh, he's gonna be... Wait, I should catch him in a luxury ball. Oh, I really hope this works. Come here, buddy. Hey, don't run away. Please. Please. Please don't run away. Yes! Okay. Shiny Numel added to the squad. That is the one I wanted more than anything. And so making his grand return from my Nuzlocke of Emerald where I made everything shiny, Chug Jug the Numel with Fortnite Slurp Juice erupting from his hump was here to be an MVP team member on another playthrough. Chug Jug would be crucial in helping me defeat the next few main story opponents. Starting with Vinny, and with Harajuku now fully evolved as well, the squad was more than prepared to win. And they absolutely destroyed Vinny's Pokemon. Chug Jug took down Houndoom, Harajuku demolished Sharpedo, and Death sliced through Baneri. But everything crumbled the moment he brought out his Mega Drampa, who tore through my team one by one, while I honestly felt pretty powerless to stop it. But I bounced right back in the rematch, this time stalling out the Drampa's Mega long enough for Suki to land the killing blow. Right, we got him this time. We got him this time. Didn't stand a chance. You didn't stand a chance, Vinny. You never did. Well, you did the first time, but you just don't even think about that. Even though this dub let me cheat the system and skip half of all the ranks, with this being as close of a call as it was clear that my team was still falling behind, even with the extra firepower I had just added. Now we needed to go even further, push ourselves even harder, and rise up to our mega power potential. So after a rigorous training session that transformed the entire team, the only thing left that I needed to complete the training arc was a new shiny to fill that 6th slot. And a strong water type would be perfect for that, both for good team balance, but also because the Rogue Mega Camerupt was up next. So with Wild Zone 10 freshly unlocked, I hunted for Slowpoke and Carvanha. And just to demonstrate how much worse my luck was this time around, it took me a whole 2 hours to find a shiny this time, while it only took 20 minutes the first time I played the game without Shiny Charm. Granted, that's partially because I did significantly reduce my odds by taking out everything but the Slowpoke, because I really wanted to catch a Slowpoke, but that's besides the point. And clearly, I gave up on that, because the shiny I ended up finding was a Carvanha. Wait, oh my god! Finally! Okay, something! What's up, CeeLo Green? What's good? Oh, get back in the water, please. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted Slowpoke, but hey, I'll take what I can get. I will happily take what I can get. Welcome to the squad, CeeLo Green. But honestly, having my new shiny Sharpedo paired with Chug Jug, the squad has a cool Archie and Maxie thing going on. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. Also, his name is CeeLo Green, because he was green at first. Listen, I always forget to think about the whole evolving part in my naming process. I may be stupid. With my newly powered up Pokemon, taking out the first set of Rogue Mega Evolutions couldn't have been easier, as CeeLo Green single-handedly took out Camerupt. Chug Jug used his brand new Mega Stone to take out Victory Bell, and finally we got to see Milk Dud fully evolved in an epic Mega Evolution showdown against Slowbro. All of these fights were super easy thanks to all the training we did earlier, which also got us a Challenger's ticket already. So I wasted no time in heading over to Racine Construction for my promotion match. Well, okay, wasted no time might be a bit of an overstatement. There were some hurdles to get over first, including, but not limited to, a war of attrition against Tarragon, where neither of us dealt huge damage, but rather just chipped away at each other. Except when Milk Dud came in. He made things a good bit more one-sided. For me. And when it came time to fight Canary, Milk Dud was definitely still not holding back. Neither was CeeLo, who froze her Stunfisk and just got to beat it up for free. And Chug Jug knocked out both her Ampharos and her Mega Electros. Think about it really quick. Who would win? Boogie Eel or Active Volcano? I think I would say Active Volcano. And this victory earned us a first-class ticket to Rank E. Even after having to sit through a nice quiet tea party with our friends, Chug Jug continued his rampage against the Mega Beedrill, never even once having to switch out or use a single potion to burn that bee to a crisp. When I fought Mega Banette, I was so strong I could barely even lose even if I tried. You know what? Okay, you know what? Just take me out. Take me out. I don't care. I don't care. Kill me. Kill me. Do it. Do it already. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Please. Seriously. Seriously. This is a go next. Come on. GG's. GG's. Come on. There we go. There we go. Thank you. I wanted to quit out so I could give CeeLo a better moveset for this specific fight, and after doing so, the Mega Ghost fight looked like a horror movie. But not for me. This horror movie did have a short cameo from Suki, but it had to be really short because we just didn't have it in the budget to get much screen time for a shiny that popular. But also because he hits like a deflated Build-A-Bear. The last Rogue Mega of this set was Hawlucha, and I had Harajuku for this fight, but without access to his Mega Stone yet, he just didn't have enough juice in his batteries to beat the Hawlucha. So instead, I went and shiny hunted a newer, better, cooler shiny Pokemon who I could Mega Evolve thanks to my dear friend Canary, Electros. So there's really no other way to shiny hunt for Tynamo other than bench resetting. But you can improve the hunt by taking out all the other unwanted Pokemon in the area. So this was Harajuku's final contribution before ultimately being benched and replaced by our new shiny friend. Am I going crazy or do I hear a sparkling noise? Oh, I do! Let's go! Shiny Tynamo! Wait, actually, I'm gonna catch you in a dive ball. It's not the perfect Pokeball, but you are in the water, so it might just work. Welcome to the squad, my new shiny Tynamo. And this guy's name is Gherkin. Because, I mean, come on, spot the difference here. I had to train up Gherkin after that, which was much easier said than done, because he is one of those funky little babies from Generation 5 that doesn't evolve until a ridiculously high level. But once he was fully evolved and Mega Evolved, he totally fried the life out of that Mega Hawlucha with his amped up electric type attacks, until that bird looked like he belonged in a Chick-fil-A sandwich, with extra Gherkin pickles. With all the Rogue Megas tamed, it was time for a promotion match against one of my favorite characters in the game, Ivor. He's just so stupid, and stupid is funny, isn't it, Patrick?
That makes sense to me.
Anyways, we can't fight Ivor because his dumb self left his smartphone with Gwen, and we track her down to the sewers, but are stopped in our tracks by needing a Pokemon with Ice Beam to freeze the fountain to get access down there. So that meant it was time to shiny hunt for a Pokemon who could learn Ice Beam. I hunkered down in Wild Zone 12, fast traveling away until I found a strawberry flavored Vanillite. Oh my god! Oh my god, I almost missed it! Hello, Vanillites! Hello! Oh my god, Heal Ball. Oh my god, okay. Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Because I was just about to give up, because that was a lot of work for just one Ice Beam. And named him Toes, short for Tillamook Oregon Strawberry, in parentheses, exceptional. Because this little guy is exceptionally delicious. And Toes the Goat did his job of helping us break into the sewers, and then went straight back into the box. But trust me when I say, this was for his own safety, because now we had to fight Gwen. But her ghost type stood no chance against Suki, who actually managed to do some decent damage this time, when the opposing Banette wasn't the same size as Regigigas. Chug Jug took care of her Gourgeist, and CeeLo Green was the exact counter to her Chandelure, and sawed away at her with his mega powered up Dark and Water type attacks, until Gwen was defeated. Your Pokemon shine with justice? You know, astute observation, Gwen, because they do literally shine. They're all shiny. That's awesome. That's cool you said that. Thank you for saying that, because it's true. If you've made it this far into the video, chances are you're enjoying the content. So if you want to see more stuff like this, you can always check out my stream on twitch.tv/FargusPhil and right here on YouTube. It's where I stream this playthrough and also where I get up to a lot more Pokemon shenanigans. So check out the stream at the end of this video because there's a chance I'm live right now. And of course, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube while you're at it. Now that Ivor had his phone back, it was time to actually fight him for our promotion match. Chug-Jug and Heracross had a really close fight. But as always, it was my Fortnite Camel who came out on top. Gherkin came in to weaken his Machamp a little, allowing Milkdud to come in and Mega Evolve to do the brunt of the damage. And Suki came in to tank super effective hits like a champ. Or should I say, like he was the real Machamp, long enough to finish that fake Machamp off. Mega Milkdud came back for round 2 in an all-out brawl against Medicham, and won even with his psychic weakness. And finally, Death, even against his Mega Evolved opponent, as the not fully evolved underdog, brought the Mega Phalanx Death by 1,000 cuts, and brought us up to rank D. With that hard-fought victory, I figured Death had earned the right to be fully evolved, so I went and found a Duskstone, which absolutely poetically happened to be on a rooftop right outside of the Justice Dojo. It says, okay, that was easy. And after a brief distraction, was a lot easier than, oh my god, look at the Pampor over there. Look at him! Look at him, he's eating an orange. Where'd you get that, buddy? Where'd you find that? Where the heck do you find that, man? That's awesome. It was time to evolve him.
For conquest over the Knights of Justice, I appoint you, Death, to become the Blood Red King.
And like true royalty, Death sat back and watched from the comfort of his throne while his greatest knight Chug-Jug went on another horrifying rampage, melting through the likes of Philip in his Mega Skarmory and razing the rogue Mega Ampharos and Mawile to the ground with his powerful earthquakes. All the while, Death got to relax and drink up all the EXP like sweet wine. However, Death was not the only Pokemon with royalty in his blood on this team. Truthfully, the throne belonged to Milkdud, who had been here since the beginning. So Milkdud donned on his crown and kingly cloak and Mega Evolved to slay the Rogue Mega Barbaracle, who is arguably the most difficult Rogue Mega to fight in the entire game. But Milkdud brought his great axe down on it like it was nothing, and proved to Death that a true king uses his own strength and leads on the front lines. A lesson which our good friend, the Short King, Corbeau, could probably take note of as he sends us to run all his errands for him. So we try to beat the idea into him by challenging him to a battle. With Death playing his part now, taking down the Roserade, Gherkin slithered in to take out both of his Serpentine sidekicks, but in the end, I guess no one really learned anything, as it was still Chug-Jug, once again, who took home the glory and beat the big boss and brought us up to rank C. At such a high rank, it was my job to be saving the city from all the rogue megas, and despite Laban and Jasant's efforts to pull me away from my civic duties, I still headed out to take care of these boss fights, with CeeLo Green taking on the Mega Frostlass solo this time, as Suki was starting to really fall behind in this late game power creep. And so, with a heavy heart, it was officially time to bench my favorite shiny Pokemon. Obviously, he needed a replacement though, and with grass and dragon type opponents coming up next, and with a little strawberry flavored ice cream cone, desperate for a chance to help out, I trained up Toes and let him have a piece of the action for a little while, as he worked in tandem with Death to defeat the Mega Altaria as a non-Mega evolving duo. He weakened the Mega Venusaur some, but Chug-Jug did most of the heavy lifting. But Toes came back at the end to steal some of the spotlight. When we got trapped inside the Jasant zone against Laban, it was really her who was trapped in with Toes, who finally got to be the star of the show, taking down opponents all on his own, OHKOing the Noivern, and just barely trading with Garchomp in an epic Dragon Ball Z moment, and letting Milkdud easily clean up the Tyrantrum, and Chug-Jug wiping the floor with Mega Dragalge. To get the promotion match against Jasant, we had to claw our way through a bracket of opponents, where each fight went almost exactly how it went the first time around, and all of them fell one by one until it was time for our promotion match. Before that, we had a minor interruption, just the guardian of the entire land coming to try and steal my mojo, but I beat him up just like the rest of everyone there. No biggie, and proceeded to also beat up half of Jasant's Pokemon in one-hit KO fashion. The Gardevoir provided a small challenge, but nothing CeeLo Green couldn't get through, and the Clefable was weakened by Gherkin just enough for the speedy CeeLo Green to CeeLo the deal once again and get us to rank B. With only one final rank left before the end of the game, and opponents coming up that I knew would be way tougher than everyone previously, I didn't just need a new shiny Pokemon. I needed a total powerhouse with a broken Mega Evolution. There was only one Pokemon I had in mind, and I would accept nothing else. That's right, I'm talking about Shiny Dragonite, a pseudo-legendary with a brand new Mega Evolution, and most importantly, one of the best Shiny Mega forms ever made. It would be perfect. There was just one small problem. Actually, shiny hunting Dratini was a painful, miserable experience. I predominantly use the AFK bench method, which I know sounds like the easiest thing ever, but hour after hour, day after day, I checked and checked and checked and checked, leaving my turbo controller running while I would go out and touch grass, or even overnight while I went to sleep, and always coming back to that stupid blue noodle. Everything else in the area? Shiny. Shiny's absolutely everywhere, abounding with sparkles. A shiny hunter's dream! Except for me, who just wanted one little pink worm. This was one of the unluckiest hunts I've ever had in Legends ZA, to the point where I thought maybe this was karma for taking the easy way out. So I went and tried the much more labor-intensive run and reset method, and after a couple hours there, it was clear that it wasn't karma, because I tried putting in the work and got nothing out of it. But no matter what, I was still not going to give up. No matter what method I had to use, no matter what it took, I would not rest until I found this shiny Dratini. Even though technically I did go to sleep while the AFK hunt was running. Multiple nights. But finally, I came back from dinner one fateful day to this. Is it finally time for shiny Dratini? Let's find out. Yes! Oh my god. Oh, it's been days. Let me not screw this up. Days of anticipation, all building up to this. I don't care about you. What I care about is you. Come here, buddy. Get in the dive. Oh, man. Oh, wait. I don't know you. I don't know. Okay. As long as I caught it, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That is a weight off my shoulders. Even after finally catching this beautiful pink flower named Tulip, the hard work was far from over, and Tulip underwent a vigorous hour-and-a-half training session in the ZA Royale. But after all that training, she evolved into Dragonite. And as one final farewell present, Toes weakened the rogue Mega Dragonite that we had to face and passed on the torch to Tulip, who landed the killing blow, taking the power of Mega Evolution for herself, and solidifying her spot as the final shiny on the squad. With this team, we made a light work of the game's final rogue Mega fights, as Gherkin took care of the Mega Starmie, while Tulip once again swooped in just to land the final hit, and Milkdud punched his way past the Mega Tyranitar. Although honestly, that did take a bit of healing, because Milkdud's moveset isn't exactly the most kind to himself. However, I made it a point to not use any healing items against Team Flare, both to make things a bit more interesting and to really test the limits of my team's strength. When fighting Grissel, everyone was able to just narrowly win against their respective opponent, one by one, including Chugjug, who won the mirror match as expected, and even Gherkin, who defied expectation by single-handedly defeating her pseudo-legendary Metagross. But the real star of the show was my own pseudo-legendary, Tulip, who wore down Grissel's Mega Pyroar to 1 HP, and won once again with her classic last-second E-Speed, earning us an itemless and deathless victory. With that battle leaving me feeling extremely confident, I speed ran my way through Lysander Labs, so that I could fight Grisham as fast as possible, and prove just how strong my team and I were by defeating the strongest trainer in the game. And when it came time for this battle, I lost? Grisham and his Pokemon were simply too powerful, and even if it was close, it still felt just impossible. I couldn't just give up here though. I worked too hard, not just in training, but going incredibly out of my way to find my shiny team. Spending hours just finding them, and even more hours building a strong bond together as we battled and shiny hunted for our new friends. With all that we've been through together, we weren't about to go down without a fight. It was time to show Grisham exactly what makes shiny Pokemon stronger. The special bond we have together and the power to persevere through anything. So I came back for round 2, still determined to do this without healing. And this time, I would not accept defeat. Tulip started this fight out valiantly, sustaining some serious damage but managing to take out the Pangoro with Hurricane. Death sacrificed himself against Tyranitar, getting off a 4 times effective Sacred Sword before fainting to Earthquake, leaving Milkdud to take the KO. Milkdud also toughed out Melamar's psychic attacks, while dishing out tons of damage before fainting. So CeeLo finished the job with an Aqua Jet. Gherkin also did most of the work against Pyroar, but went down to Earth Power. And CeeLo cleaned up once more. In a battle of dragons, Tulip used the last bit of her remaining strength to land a Dragon Rush, and CeeLo took care of the rest one final time. Last was Grisham's true dragon, Mega Charizard, who could only be slain by a worthy knight. It had to be Chug-Jug, my knight in shiny black armor, who came to save the day while my leg cramped up from all the stress, and slayed the dragon cloaked in blue flames with a fire of his own, defeating Grisham and earning us the highest achievement of Rank A. And as a Rank A trainer, it was my duty to save the city from a literal apocalypse, but not before also showing Tawny the power of my shiny Pokemon in a battle that was admittedly a little more anticlimactic, leading to me being chosen to defend the city from droves of wild Mega Evolved Pokemon. While admittedly, Tawny did the dangerous part, I mean, I think I got it easy. But I did my job clearing out every single wild Mega Evolution, all of which fell to my team and I's unstoppable shiny strength. No matter what came our way, the squad and I never backed down, all the way until it was time to fight the hyper-rogue Ange Floette, who completely obliterated some of my Pokemon, except for Tulip, who showed Ange Floette her shiny Mega power in an epic final battle, until Zygarde came in and ruined the entire run. That's right, Zygarde comes in at the last second, and you have no choice but to use this very normal, not shiny Zygarde to attack the rogue Floette, which means that I didn't beat the game with only shiny Pokemon. And the squad and I didn't really get to use our shiny power to save the day, as regular old Zygarde over here, while in admittedly epic fashion, did pretty much most of the heavy lifting in the whole saving the city ordeal. So that's it, show's over. Zygarde swooped in at the very last second and ruined everything. Thanks a lot, man. Real mature, asshole. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the Twitch if you want to catch me live. And see you guys.